Good afternoon, calculus students, or good evening, whenever you're watching this. So this video is me trying to go quickly through the 3 sections of your Delta Math that is assigned today. I wanted to make this video because we are getting to the point where we're applying rules, derivative rules. They're getting more complicated, and I just want to have a video reference where I can direct you all and you can watch, hopefully tonight, and just use this as a guide to complete the problems. So first, we have 3 quotient rule problems. So I'm going to start with that. Now, the issue with these quotient rule problems is I wouldn't even make this video, except they ask for it in simplified form, which is sort of annoying because they don't ask you to do that for the product rule ones. But let's do it regardless. First, I'm going to answer this question. Why quotient rule? Right? And the answer to this is we are finding the derivative of 2 functions. Keyword, 2 functions are divided by each other, right? So that's why I use quotient rule for this. It's 4 minus x squared divided by 6 plus x squared. Now, what is my actual rule? The rule is vu prime minus u v prime all over v squared, right? That's my rule. So let's find my u, v, u prime, and v prime. What is my u? My u is just my top function, so it's 4 minus x squared, 4 minus x squared. My v is 6 plus x squared. My u prime is negative 2x. My v prime is 2x. Cool. So hopefully this makes sense. The derivative of 4 minus x squared, that's negative 2x. That would be my u to u prime. My v is 6 plus x squared, so that means my v prime is 2x, right? That's just a power rule for all of us. So I'm going to plug it into my equation. I'm actually going to do that up here. So vu prime, so that's 6 plus x squared times negative 2x. It is very important that you use parentheses, right, for vu prime. One reason, this is a very common mistake I see during class. If you don't use parentheses, let's say I just wrote these and I just multiplied the 2. What am I actually saying here? Well, via the rules of PEMDAS, I'm only doing x squared times negative 2x. This 6 gets left out, right? Even though this 6 plus x squared, 6 plus x squared is my v, and I'm supposed to multiply this by negative 2x. When I write it like this, I'm leaving out the 6. I'm only doing x squared times negative 2x. So it's very important I write this in parentheses times negative 2x. Excellent. Then minus uv prime. So minus, let's try this in parentheses again. My u is 4 minus x squared. My v prime is 2x. Cool. All over v squared. My v is 6 plus x squared. Squared. Excellent. Let us now, if I were to put this in basically, it would tell me it's wrong because I need to simplify it. So the next step I'm going to write is simplify. How do I simplify this whole thing? Right? Sort of annoying, but they asked us to do it, so we're going to do it. Right? Well, denominator doesn't look like it simplifies much, so I'm just going to leave the denominator. This numerator, though, I can multiply this out. So I'm going to distribute this. 6 plus x squared times negative 2x. I'm going to multiply each term by negative 2x. So 6 times negative 2x is negative 12x. All right. Then x squared times negative 2x is negative 2x cubed. All right. And so yeah, I distributed this. Now, notice my first term, I also made use of parentheses because it's this whole thing minus this whole thing, minus this whole second term. If I don't use parentheses, then I miss that, right? So I'm going to put this whole thing minus this whole other part. Now let's distribute this second half of the equation. So first I do 4 times 2x, so that's 8x, minus x squared times 2x, so that's 2x cubed, right? Excellent. So let's see, the denominator is still this. The numerator, though, since it's a minus and this is all in parentheses, I sort of distribute the negative, right? So it's going to be 12x minus 2x cubed, then minus 8x, right? Minus 8x. And minus a negative 2x cubed, I'm distributing the negative, so it actually turns to plus 2x cubed, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Let's continue simplifying this. So denominator, nothing has changed so far. The numerator, let's combine these terms. So first, negative 2x cubed plus 2x cubed, these literally cancel out. So all I'm left with is the negative 12x minus 8x, right? Again, this is negative 2x cubed and then positive 2x cubed, so they cancel out to 0. Cool. One other step, last step, negative 12x minus 8x, that's negative 20x all over this. And yeah, you really can't simplify this anymore. So let's plug it in, negative 20x, 6 plus x squared squared. Now when you plug it in, you will see that is your right answer. All right, one moment. All right, now hopefully that helps clarification on the simplification. I'm going to do one more of these. All right, let's try to do one more of these. And I'm going to go through this one quickly because I want to make sure we got the simplification down. So 3x squared is my u. My v is 2 plus 5x squared. My u prime is going to be 6x. My v prime is 10x. Simplification. Actually, I won't even do that yet. Let's plug that into my rule. So it's vu prime over minus uv prime. So that's v. So that's 10x times 6x. And remember, use your parentheses. Minus uv prime. My u is 3x squared. My v prime is 10x. My denominator, it's v squared. So I'm going to put my entire v, 2 plus 5x squared. And this whole thing is squared. Again, make use of your parentheses. Now I just have to simplify this. So let's simplify this. All right. Denominators looks pretty simplified already. The numerator, though, let's multiply this out. 10x times 6x. That's going to be 60x squared. Cool. Minus 3x squared times 10x. That's 30x to the third, right? Cool. I can't really cancel anything out. So let's just see if I can, let me confirm this is right. Yeah, I think that's all I can simplify to. So this one's sort of easier. You just simplify as much as you can. $60x squared minus 20x cubed. Let's see if this works. Uh-oh. What did I do wrong? UV, U prime, V prime. Oh my goodness, I plugged it into my equation wrong. So, okay, VU prime, this should have been 20 plus 5x. Okay, I'm gonna stick with this problem to show you it's kind of good. Y'all get to see a mistake of mine. 20 plus 5x squared. Well, I just plugged in the wrong V. All right, so let me check my U prime. Good, 6x, 3x squared. V prime is 10x. Good, okay. So everything else is fine. I just plugged in the wrong V. Do not know how I made that mistake. Cool. So if I were to re-simplify this, right, I plugged in the right V this time. This time I'm going to distribute the 6x, right? So it's 2 times 6x. So 2 times 6x, that's 12x, plus 5x squared times 6x. So it's 30x cubed, right? Then minus 3x squared times 10x. So that's 30x cubed. Excellent. Now, 30x cubed, so 12x plus 30x cubed minus 30x cubed. So the 30x cubes just cancel each other out. So all I'm left with in the numerator is 12x. So this should be my simplified answer, which you can see right here, right? Okay, hopefully that makes sense and clarifies some things on the simplification. Product rule, yeah, let's do 2 of these product rule ones. So first, why product rule? Whoops. Okay, yeah, okay. Why product rule? The answer is I'm finding the derivative of two functions multiplied by each other. Right, and you can clearly see that here. Parentheses, -7 minus x is being multiplied by this whole function, which is in parentheses. Now my rule is this, vu prime plus uv prime, right? Let's figure out my u, v, u prime, and v prime again, right? Let's find these. What is my u? Well, my u is this first function, and they wrote it all in parentheses, which is nice. So -7 minus x multiplied by my v, which is -10 plus 4x squared plus 9x cubed, right? It's this whole second chunk. Cool, times u prime, the derivative of -7 minus x is -1. Derivative of the second term is 8x plus 27x squared, right? 27x squared, that's my v prime. All right, so let's plug it into my rule. V u prime, I'm gonna try to make sure I don't make any mistakes this time. So my v is this. To make sure I don't make mistakes, I'm just gonna copy and paste it. Times u prime, I decided was -1, plus uv prime. So -7 minus x. V prime is 8x plus 27x squared. Let me just make sure I didn't make any mistakes. All right, looks good to me. This is my rule. They do not ask me to simplify it, so I'm just gonna copy and paste this, see what happens. Cool. There we go. That's my answer. Now, I'm gonna go to product rule level 2, because some of these are slightly more confusing. Let's try one that's confusing. Okay, let's try this one, because I could see why this one would be confusing. Okay, so let's start this off. Now, the first mistake that this is a mistake, so this would be wrong. If you wrote x minus 2x as your u, right? Because you're saying x minus 2x is being multiplied by cosine of x. Well, not quite actually. Notice how it's just 2x is being multiplied by cosine of x, right? This is not in parentheses. So actually, I'm gonna start off by just finding the derivative of x. So just the terms. Each term is separated by plus or minus. So my first term is just x. The derivative of that is gonna be 1. So 1 minus, so the derivative of x is 1 minus derivative of 2x times cosine of x. This is now where I use product rule, right? Now, in this, what's my u? My u is 2x. My v is cosine of x, right? My u prime is going to be 2. My v prime is going to be negative sine of x, right? Then I plug it into my quotient rule. And again, remember, I'm only using product rule on this part. So you only use product rule on the 2x times cosine of x. Vu prime, so that's going to be, I'm going to write it out so I don't make any mistakes. My v is cosine of x. My u prime is 2. My, let's see, uv prime, so it's 2x times negative sine of x. Cool. This is my derivative of this, derivative 2x cosine of x. So my answer is actually, my derivative is 1 minus, and let's put the derivative of 2x cosine of x into this parentheses. So I'm going to copy and paste this, stick it in my parentheses. This is my derivative. I start off again with 1 minus, and then I do product rule for the second part, right? So let's take this, copy and paste it. Looks right to me, submit answer. Cool, and they don't even ask me to simplify it, right? Let's try one more. This one would be the same. Let's see if there's any harder ones. All right, something like this. Okay. Actually, yeah, let's try this one. So what is my u in this case? Well, it's root 16x. That's my u, and it's being multiplied by my v, which is sine of x. Now, what is my u prime? What's the derivative of root 16x? Well, remember, I can't do the derivative of square roots, right? So I have to simplify this somehow. So this simplifies, square root of 16 is 4. And then square root of x can be rewritten as x to the 1/2. So hopefully you remember, or this makes sense, right? We practice a lot of rewriting square roots as exponents. That means my derivative of u is going to be 1/2 times 4, so it's going to be 2x, and then I subtract 1, so it's negative 1/2. All right, then my v prime is the derivative of sine, so it's cosine of x. Cool. I plug it in, so here, let me write the structure out so I don't make any mistakes. V u prime, so my v is sine of x. Oops. My v is sine of x. My u prime is 2x to the negative 1/2. My u is 4x to the 1/2. My v prime is cosine of x. All right, that's my derivative. That would be my answer. Let's copy and paste it into here and submit my answer. Cool. Okay, hopefully these two examples make sense. All right, rewind, do whatever you need to do to make it make sense. All right, bye everyone.